Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're doing an end of the month April hits and misses. Can you believe it's already May? Like that flew by, the month of April flew by. Got a new lamp in the background. Do you like it? It's from IKEA. $15 I think. Isn't that crazy? I hope you're all having a great spring so far. Here in Seattle we got some nice sunny days, so I'm excited about that. Just to start off, speaking of hits, this portion of today's video is in partnership with Luisa. I partnered with them multiple times and I always love sharing their sales in jewelry with you because I'm wearing them in almost every single video and they're a jewelry brand that I just love. I've purchased on my own. So they're partnering with me today to share with you the Mother's Day sale that is currently going on. You can get 15% off their whole site. If you've never heard of Luisa before, they are a sustainable jewelry company. They offer such a wide array of pieces, starting from more budget-friendly prices of $39 and upwards into some really luxury pieces. So they really have something for everyone on their site. They're also carbon neutral. They have fair pricing. The quality is amazing, and they also make everything in small batches, so that just creates less waste. I have 3 new pieces here that they sent over to share with you. First is a ring. The rings usually come in these cute little canvas pouches so you can keep them safe and clean. So this is the first piece that I'm going to show you today. I've been really into like chunky statement gold rings. Like, as you can tell, I'm just loving wearing a bunch of rings at once. Even if I'm doing like a super casual outfit, I feel like it just adds a lot of personality without having to put on a full like thought out outfit. So here's what the ring looks like on. It's this really gorgeous thick gold band with a statement sort of emerald wave print like gem on it. So pretty. I really love the pop of green in this. I would style it like I have here, stacked with another Luisa ring. This is just their Everly band, or you could wear it on its own for just like its on its own statement type of look. The second piece I have is another ring. I've been wanting like a dome shaped ring like this for the longest time. Very bold, again, a very cool statement piece or layered with something else. I really like wearing it on my pointer finger. I think it just looks really cool. I don't know, I'm just like obsessed with the shape of this. You can also see your own reflection in this. It's so bold if you're into that. But yeah, really pretty rings. I've been having an obsession with rings lately, so I'm excited to have those 2 added to my collection. I'm also wearing a couple of pieces from their croissant collection. This is the croissant ring bold, and then the slim one. Also have their hoops on. One of my favorite collections from them ever. So they have a ton of pretty pieces if you wanted to check those out. So lastly, we have this dainty chain that I have layered on today. I was really looking for a piece like this to layer with my other necklaces, like this one, which is also from Luisa. And also I like how I could add sort of my own pendant onto this if I wanted to. I just love like the flat chain. It's really eye-catching and pretty, but still dainty and wearable. And it does have an adjustable length to it, so you can make it even more of like a choker length, but this is on the longest length at the moment. I just think it's so classic, and you might not think like to buy something like this, but trust me, you'll get so much use out of just like investing in really quality classic jewelry pieces because you can layer them and they're not going to clash, you know, if you all have the same type of gold look to them. I'm very loyal to jewelry brands because I don't like when my golds don't match. I don't know if you're like me when it comes to that, but like I don't like having one gold ring and then another gold from a different company that has a different like tone, or it's more yellow. That's one thing I really enjoy about Luisa, is like all of their gold plating is very consistent and it all matches, so I feel like it just looks really pretty and cohesive. So you can grab 15% off their site with the code Lindsey Munette MD, which stands for Mother's Day. I will link it on the screen here and pop it below if you wanted to get any pieces for your own mom or just any other woman in your life that has been a strong figure for you. I want to acknowledge that like Mother's Day is not always the best time for everyone. I'm one of those people, and if you are like me, whether your mom is no longer here or you just don't have the best relationship, my tip is to stay off of social media. I feel like that does not help me at all, and you can kind of just take the day for yourself, do some self-care. That's usually what I do. So you could gift them to another woman in your life that you look up to, or yourself. I love some gold jewelry, so I'm down for that. So those were all of the pieces that I wanted to share with you. I love Luisa's sustainability mission, and I like how they have a range of styles. It's not sort of in this one category style of jewelry. There's really something for everyone, so if you did want to gift it, there's a lot of different pieces to choose from. So again, Lindsey Munette MD for 15% off, and the last day to get Mother's Day shipping before May 9th is Wednesday, May 5th if you're in the US, and then international is Monday, May 3rd. So if you did want those by Mother's Day, just just be sure to follow those guidelines, but should have enough time to order before then once this video goes up. But yeah, thank you to Luisa for partnering with me. I always love working with them, and let's get into the rest of my hits and misses. I'm gonna go ahead and start with sort of my skincare, body care, miscellaneous category since I have the least amount of product from that category. So starting with a perfume body mist. This is from Sol de Janeiro. I'm probably not saying that correctly, but you may have seen this brand on Sephora. They make the Brazilian Bum Bum Cream, some really other cult classic products. So this is the Brazilian Crush 71 Caramelized Vanilla and Macadamia Hair and Body Fragrance Mist. I was a little worried this might be a little bit strong for me because I'm pretty sensitive to scents. Like even with just perfumes, I prefer to have something that I can like just have a light layer of. And I actually really enjoy that this is a body mist because the fragrance is like diluted. It's not diluted, like it still smells really good, but it's not as strong as like spraying perfume all over yourself. So this, oh my god, it smells so good. If you like Replica by the Fireplace, you like warm vanilla, sort of like sweeter scents that still have a little bit of depth to them, I think you would absolutely love this. Like I love these types of scents, and this one is just, it just makes me happy. It's very summery and spring. Do not inhale it though. I feel like this is super unique. I've never really had a perfume or body mist that smells like this. Not like your typical sort of amateurish vanilla. It's really like sexy and like mature smelling, not in a bad way. So just really beautiful body mist. I've been loving putting this in my hair and on my body. It does last a pretty good amount of time, but I like that it's not overwhelming, and just really recommend this little cutie body mist. Next I have a hair favorite. This is from the brand Evolve. They make clean hair care. This is the Total Control Styling Cream, the volume version. So this one is basically empty. This is their old packaging, and this is what their new packaging looks like. They've kind of updated it to be this white bottle. So this is a really interesting product. It's a super thin like gel cream, and I love this because I don't like having weight in my hair or anything that just like changes the texture of it too much. So this is just perfect because it's so lightweight. Like I could literally put a lot in my hand and just run it over dry hair, and it doesn't like get hard. It doesn't like do what you don't want done to your hair. I don't know how else to describe it. It's just the perfect styling and heat protectant product for me. I don't even really like using that much hairspray anymore. I kind of just go over my curls with this, and they add a little bit of hold. I also use it before I curl my hair for the heat protectant aspects of it. Here's the texture of it just so you can see. It's a really thin like gel cream. Also, if I have little flyaways like I do right now, like you can literally put it on the top of your head and it does not make you look greasy or weird once it dries. It also has this really beautiful light scent to it, not at all overwhelming, kind of just a little bit of freshness. Silicone free, paraben free, vegan. I believe they have them on this brand on the detox market. Credo I think has them as well if you wanted to check this out. It's like my favorite hairstyling product really of all time. So this is an empty and also a fave. Two skincare products I loved in the month of April is a new product to me from Paula's Choice. It's the Omega Plus Complex Cleansing Balm for all skin types. It's meant to remove makeup. I love having a makeup removing part of my cleansing routine and then just a cleanser to follow up, because I like something really oily and emollient to break down makeup and SPF and then go in with something to really cleanse my skin underneath. So this one is amazing. The reason I love this so much is it doesn't irritate my eyes. I find that the Pharmacy Green Clean, although it does a great job, it irritates my eyes like really bad if I get it into my eyes. I don't feel like this one does that at all. It's really gentle. I don't really think it has a scent in it. Does it even have fragrance? Yeah, there's no fragrance in this either. So it's just a really neutral smelling, great working cleansing balm. And that's that. They do have them on Sephora now. They have Paula's Choice products, not all of them, but a lot of them. So I really recommend this. And also if you need a toner, I love their salicylic acid toner. I will link that below too. But really cool product from Paula's Choice. And my last skincare fave is a new product from Youth to the People. It's their Super Clay Purify and Clear Power Mask. It has niacinamide, which I love, kombucha, and BHA, which is an exfoliant. So I was a little worried that this might be too strong for my skin. I find that the like micro exfoliant product mask they have like leaves me a little bit red, and I used this a couple times before and I don't feel like it irritated my skin at all, which was surprising for being sort of a super clay exfoliating clearing mask. It's really beautiful. I mean, the texture is just perfect. Doesn't really smell like anything. I feel like that's the theme with most of these products here. Not super strongly scented, just an effective mask. I love Youth of the People and I've really been enjoying their new products. This and their new vitamin C is just perfection. I just feel like they really focus on what's in it instead of just like trying to sell it to you in some marketing type of way. Like they're just effective skincare products, so what's not to love? Onto makeup, still sticking to our hits, sort of a rediscovery. A lot of these products I'm gonna mention are actually rediscoveries of mine. I haven't been buying a lot of makeup lately. I've just been using my collection. This is the Bite Beauty Changemaker Micellar Foundation. Look how thin this bottle is. It is basically gone. I use the shade L20. This is just such a beautiful, lightweight, natural finish, semi-dewy foundation. Whenever spring and summer rolls around, I always find myself gravitating towards this because it looks so great on texture. It's really long wearing. It just looks so pretty and fresh without looking like you have too much makeup on. It's just such a beautiful foundation. I really haven't tried anything like it, and it's not too dewy either. I don't feel like it's just I have to like blot my face a lot. So really great, solid foundation. I've talked about this before, so I'm not gonna keep going on about it. I have a full review if you're interested. I will link that one below. So let's move over to a base mist for me. This I really wanted to love. I tried to make it work for me and it just has not been able to work with my skin. This is the Glow by Auric Glow Lust Radiant Luminizer. The packaging is so pretty. This is the shade Selenite. I feel like maybe if I got a lighter shade I could make this work for me. I just feel like it's really thick and heavy, and even if I mix it in with foundation, just use it on the high points of my face or all over, it just makes me too greasy and it feels too heavy and thick on my skin. I do have more oily skin, so I think if you have a drier skin type, you might like this. I think that the finish of it is absolutely beautiful. I just haven't really been able to get that to work for me. Unfortunately, I would not repurchase that or buy it again if I had the chance, obviously. Yeah, that was a definitely miss for me. I recently tried this new powder from Vapor and it was a hit for me in April. I will say this is very similar to the Ilia powder, but you actually get more product in here. I'm not sure how the prices compare. I would say the Ilia one is a bit more smoothing and this one seems to be like it could almost be drying if you use too much of it. They have a really similar thin finish, which are my favorites in powders. I have this on today. It's also really good to layer if you want to use like multiple powders, like one under your eyes and then sort of maybe top it with something with a little bit more pigment in it. That's kind of what I've been doing lately. I think it's a really great powder. It kind of took me a long time to try this, but now that I have, I really enjoy how it looks on my skin. So real good from Vapor Beauty. So there's been two blushes I really enjoyed in April. First is a powder blush that I just pulled out of my collection and really loved. It's the Persona Super Blush. This is the shade Georgia, which is a really pretty peachy pink. I kind of avoided peaches for a long time because I thought they didn't look good on my skin tone, but lately I've just been loving how they look. I had this on my cheek today and I feel like it ties in when I do a warm eye really nicely, and it just adds a really like pop of life to my cheeks, if you know what I'm saying. It's just absolutely beautiful. And then sort of on that same tone, we have the Tower 28 Beach Please. This is the new shade Rush Hour, which I mentioned this before. I used it in a tutorial. Absolutely gorgeous, like bright, poppy, warm pink, which I did not think I was going to like on myself, but it is just unreal how pretty it is. Let me swatch it next to the Persona one. It's a lot more creamy. So the Persona one, although they're similar, it's a lot more like pink toned, and this one does have a little tiny bit of shimmer in it. I would call it like a satin. And then there is the Tower 28 one. I love the Tower 28 cream blush formulas. Beautiful. If you don't like cream blush and you want to try one, I would always recommend those because that's kind of what got me into cream products. And another new product from Tower 28, they released new shades of Bronzino, which I really enjoy how they're expanding their shade ranges and listening to their customers. This is the Bronzino in the Gold Coast. So they added a lighter shade and then they also added a couple more deeper shades with different undertones. So this one is like a very light, like warm tan, which I kind of looked at it and I was like, I don't know if that's really gonna work, but I feel like it's so light and pretty that I can just put it on either on top of an existing bronzer or layer it with other products just to add like a glow to my cheek. Also, if you have like a medium olive skin tone, this would be such a pretty highlight. That is the undertone. It's like very olivey. It's super pretty. I just love how it looks. Similar to the cream blush formulas, they're just So let's talk about eye favorites. I will start with eyeshadow. First is a rediscovery of mine from Ilia, the Warm Nude Necessary palette. I pulled this out from my collection and I was like, why haven't I used this in such a long time? It's just a classic warm palette. I love warm tones and I actually really enjoy these formulas. They're soft, not super pigmented, but easily blendable. I think they're a great beginner shadow, or if you just want sort of everything in one. Amazing travel palette because you get everything you need for a liner. You could deepen it up. You have transition shades and 2 shimmers. I just think this was a really good launch from Ilia. I think it was 2 years ago or a year ago in the summer, 2 I think, that they released this. They also have a cool version if you like cool tones. That one's my personal favorite. An eye product miss for me is the e.l.f. Putty Eye Primer. I like their putty line. This was just so bad. This is the white shade. It makes your eyes look really like crinkly and wrinkly and like cakey. It just does not blend smoothly or like even out the tone or texture of your lids. I feel like it's just really difficult to work with and I will not be reaching for this again. Thankfully it's e.l.f. so I didn't spend a ton of money on this, but if you see this at the store I would avoid it. I don't think it is the best of e.l.f. The product from e.l.f. that I did enjoy is the e.l.f. No Bud Shadow Stick. This is the shade Perfect Pearl. This is just the perfect light champagne color. When they say no budge, these do not budge. They're extremely long wearing. I've been really enjoying putting this like right on the inner corner of my lower lash line or just the inner corner. You could also pop it on my brow bone, which I did today, and then you blend it out with your fingers. I've also done it on like the top of my lip and even as a highlight on my nose. I just think it's a great product. The shade is beautiful and it is super long lasting and I like how it's in a stick form. For the price, such an incredible eyeshadow stick. I'll definitely have to try some different shades and see if they're the same sort of formula as this. I hope that they are because this one's beautiful. My other eyeshadow favorite is a rediscovery again from Persona, the Identity 2 palette. So these shadows, they do have a lot of fallout, but they're super pigmented and super blendable. So I kind of like am okay with having a little bit of fallout for such an amazing pigmented formula. I also think this palette colorway is just really appealing and easy to use because you get these rich gem tones, but you also get like neutrals and a pink. I did my eyeshadow using this shade here and this lighter one, and I used this brown here as a transition. I think it's just, you can go from everyday to more dramatic, and you also get like some basics like a deep brown and a matte black. Really beautiful palette. I think the packaging feels nice as well. I kind of want to pick up their Identity 1 palette because that one's all neutrals and I really like this one. So yeah, I've been reaching for this a ton if I'm just like want to feel inspired for my eyeshadow look. An eyeshadow miss was another product from Auric. I don't think this is a total fail. This is the Ego Smoke Reflect Cream and Powdered Eyeshadow Duo. I did use this in my Auric review. You can see it on my channel. So you get this cream shade down here and then you pop the top and you get this pretty topper shade. I like I said, not a total fail. I just haven't really used this since that video. I don't know if it's the shade or just the formula was like, I don't think it's the easiest to work with or like the best effect for the amount of time you kind of have to put into this. So I don't know. I feel like it's kind of a basis type of eyeshadow product. Like I'll probably use it on New Year's or something, but it's not something I'm using every day in my life. So I'm just not loving it. A product for my brows I've been enjoying is the NYX Tinted Brow. This one's in the shade Blonde. I worried that this would be too warm, but it's a really pretty, great tinted brow gel. I feel like this is a dupe for the Kosas tinted one. Like it's just as good. Really pretty, easy to use. If I'm not doing like a ton of filling in, I will just pop this on. I don't know if they have a taupe shade, but I think the blonde is nice and it's not too warm or too cool. It's kind of just like a medium neutral tone, so it's super wearable. I think NYX makes great eyebrow products. I always reach for them and this one is no exception. I have another product from NYX I enjoyed. It's the NYX Epic Ink Liner. I have this in black already and I love it, but they came out with a brown shade. I don't know if it's new, but I saw it at Ulta. Really pretty neutral brown. I would recommend storing this upside down so all the pigment sort of gets to the tip. If not, just really shake it because it can become like a little bit diluted in the color. So just make sure you're shaking it or storing it upside down. Amazing eyeliner formula. It's a brush tip, it's thin, extremely long lasting, easy to work with, everything I want in an eyeliner, and it's affordable. So you can't get better than that. Love me a NYX liner. Now let's talk about a mascara favorite I totally hated on the first time I tried it. The Bite Beauty Upswing Mascara. The reason I hated on it is because it smudges on my lower lash line, but I've become so obsessed with how this looks on my top lash line. I just use a different one on the bottom and my problem is solved. This is a big old mascara tube with a very very large wand, but I have it on my lashes now. The effect this gives every time I put it on, and I'm thinking I'm gonna do false lashes. I never do them because I'm just so in love with how long and thick my lashes look. It's just an amazing, really dramatic mascara. If you don't want something super dramatic, pass on this, but if you do, this one's amazing. I totally am over the fact that it smudges on the lower lash line, although I wish that it didn't. The effect that it gives, I feel like makes up for it, so I've just been loving this and using it every day. Speaking of mascara, I have two mascara misses, unfortunately. First is the Victoria Beckham mascara. I was so excited to try this. It was such a letdown. It's called their Future Lash. The problem with this mascara for me is that it's not dramatic enough. I don't feel like it does a lot. Maybe if you wanted something a little bit more natural, you would enjoy this, but it's just for the price, like, I just wish it did more. Then the other miss is the e.l.f. Lash Out Loud. This smudges and flakes, and the effect is pretty, but it's not as good as the Bite Beauty one, and it just does not wear well, so not a good product for me. I actually wanted to mention two tools I've been enjoying this month as well. First is the ecotools sponge. This one's dirty, so ignore that. So after the Real Techniques sponges changed to be more like the beauty blenders, like they're very textured, which I absolutely hate. Like, they do not like apply foundation well, at least on my skin. It makes my face look more textured and not smooth. I like a smooth sponge, and these ones aren't as smooth as the original Real Techniques ones, but they're pretty damn close. They also have a biodegradable one. I'm not sure if this green one is, but I know they have a new purple one, and you can find them at Target. I really enjoy the Hailey's Beauty one, but I don't like how I can't just like go to Target to get new sponges. Like, I have to order them online. So I've been really reaching for the ecotools one. The shape isn't the best. Like, it has a flat tip instead of sort of being pointed, but I feel like I could still make it work for under my eyes, and I like the big bouncy part for just foundation. Really great sponge. And then a brush. I've had this forever, but I just absolutely love the shape of this. The KVD 25 brush. I'm not sure if they sell this anymore. The shape of it is absolutely beautiful. So it's a pretty dense but loose tapered brush. I mean, just look how good that fit under the eyes. I'm just obsessed with the shape of this and how it applies powder. It always looks super smooth under my eyes when I use this. And also, if you want to do like a little bit of, you know, under the cheekbone, it just fits places really nicely, and the density is perfection. I usually don't splurge on brushes, but this is an exception because it's so good. I don't have any more misses, so we're just gonna finish with my three favorite lip products. First is the NYX Nude Beige Lip Liner. I don't know if I mentioned this in my last favorites video, but it's actually a pretty close dupe for Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude. It's maybe a bit cooler toned, which I actually like. Just a really pretty, perfect tone to go with really any lip look. I've been using this basically every day. I have it on my lips now. It looks really pretty with a pink gloss. Really long lasting, really creamy, really pigmented, and what, like $3. You really can't beat NYX prices and quality. I love their lip products. And then we have two glosses. First is actually a lip oil from Vesca. This is the shade Lotus. They call this a lip oil, but I feel like it's creamy. Creamy is in the name of it as well. It's called the creamy lip oil. It's a bit more plush than just like a really oily lip product that would slide off your lips. It stays really well, which is what I love about it, and it's really nicely pigmented. I have a little bit of it on today just to like add some pink to my very nude lip. Really beautiful formula. Great if you're just walking out the door and you want a little bit of color. That's kind of how I use it. Keep it in my bag, and it just is super hydrating and moisturizing and really beautiful. Lastly is the NYX Naysayer. Is that what those are called? No, Yaysayer Plumping Lip Gloss in the shade Guava Puff. This has a little twist up. You can clean the top of it. They do have a cinnamon taste. If you don't like cinnamon, do avoid these, but I like the Guava Puff shade because it has like it's a really pretty lilac. I like to put this on maybe if my lip is too warm and I want to cool it down a little bit, or if I'm just doing a lip liner. I think it's super pretty, and the shimmer is just gorgeous. It's not sticky. It's just such a great gloss from Bite Beauty. I love how they smell. Really great gloss. So that was all of my April hits and misses. I will have everything linked below, along with the code to get 15% off Anna Luisa, which again is Lindsey Munette MD. I really hope you all enjoyed watching today's video. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss my next video, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it at any point. But I will see you next time. Bye.